My glasses are so fucking broke. My son woke up at like 3 this morning. It's like a week ago. My glasses been broke for about a week. But he woke up and just bent the shit out of them. Like, who the hell, like, who does that? So now I feel cross-eyed and I have to get them fixed. But it's okay. It's fine. You know, I'll just kick his butt later. Because that's all I can do. Welcome to my series. I'm so excited. This is my first, I'm gonna just take these off because they're making my eyes feel retarded. This is my first video to my series, dumbing down the spiritual experience. And I'm happy that I can make this series because there's people like me who are out there going through the spiritual experience who, oh, look at the red cardinal, squirrel, who are going through this experience but don't know how to put 2 and 2 together because of how simple it's explained. I like things to be in detail, okay? If you want to tell me a story and your story has, you know, it has this section, I could be like, what did you eat today? You could be like, man, I woke up this morning and couldn't even brush my teeth, so that was crazy, you know, like, and I would just sit there and listen because I'm like, the details matter. So the details matter for me. So I decided to make this series because sometimes it needs to be explained in a little bit more in depth so that way, you know, people can understand it. So I'm happy I was able to make the series. There's a fly in here. It keeps fucking getting on me. I love this because, okay, you know, the dark night of the soul is a fucking, it's crazy. Oh yeah, I curse on here too, so if y'all don't like people who curse, then y'all can find somebody else. There's a fucking fly in here and it's pissing me off. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I wrote it all down because I'm a scatterbrain. Like, I'll be talking and I'll see something and my mind will go to that, or I'll be talking and I can just talk forever and end up on like something that doesn't even have to do with what I'm even talking about. So I wrote it all down, so I'm gonna read off my iPad because, you know, I'm just that type of girly. The dark night of the soul, okay, according to Cosmos Journals, and I got this definition off of a website because I mean it's all in all the same. That's a piece of rain. All in all the same. According to Cosmos Journals, it's a kind of initiation that takes you from one phase to another, and you can have several through your spiritual journey. Okay, I've had 2. Right, I can agree with this definition, and just let me explain. I've been through 2, from what I can remember, the dark night of the soul. One in 2019 and then one earlier this year. After coming across to the other side, I will say my awareness was broader, like way more broader than before. The first one, it was almost as if I was given an area view of society's like perception, and I could see like where and how the collective was thinking and how they view things, which is super great. But now that I think about it, it really puts my mind on ease because it kind of highlights the fact that that's kind of why your opinion is the only opinion that matters. Like, once you realize like where the collective, like where their brain is, it really starts to make you understand, like, okay, it's a fucking fly in here and it's gonna piss me off. Get out. All right, go out. It's fucking flying. Sorry, but it helps me become like more grounded in my emotions and my own opinions, because I'm like, you know, like, most people don't know like what's up from down, and I say that in the most humble way possible. So it just kind of lets me realize, like, how are you going to assist me and advise me in the direction that I would need to go is my life, right? And that was like one of the biggest things. So I was able to see through the veil for the first time, and I came out on the other side. I was happy because a lot of people don't make it, you know, from like one side to another. And this is just me explaining like the dark night of the soul. It's not necessarily like this is the truth, this is your truth, and if you don't believe it, then fuck you. No, definitely not. Everybody has their own ways of thinking, and everybody has their own beliefs, and I am never going to disrespect your beliefs, and what you believe is what you believe, but I do feel that it's all connected. Let's just say that. The second one was the most interesting one. Last year I got really sick. I was working my behind off. I got really sick mentally, physically, and I had to take a break from work. Everything fell apart, and I realized that it was just me in my circle. Okay, I was at a very, 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 very low level, very low frequency at the time, and didn't know where my babies were going to have their next meal, and it was a lot for me to think about. Spirit was really trying to get me to lean on faith and being taken care of, even if I didn't know what was going to happen next. And that is the most scariest things, especially growing up. I was taught to like plan. You have plan like A, B, C, and D, but what happens when A, B, C, and D like fall through? You know, you know, those plans don't go the way that you need them to go. You know, you don't have any other plans. Like, what do you do? I realized, like, again, like when you don't have any other options, like you have to relinquish control, and you do what you can. You can't worry about, you know, how this is going to get done or where this is going to come from. And I feel like this is kind of the initial understanding of faith. Like, you don't know, like you just don't know. You just have to trust the process. You just have to trust the process. I was so used to being in control, of course. I was so used to finding no way out of some way. I was the mom who got everything out the mud. I was the mom who was just like, and I'm not saying that I'm not that mother, because I still am that mother, and I'm still that person. I'm still that person who can create magic out of thin air. Like, give me what you got and I could turn it into fucking gold. Like, that's just who I am. And not saying that I'm not that person anymore. I was, you know, teaching myself how to do it all because, of course, like myself and my babies depended on the result of my hard work. I didn't want to seem as if I was putting
Today, Junior?
I didn't want to seem as if I was not putting in hard work to achieve my goals. And of course, this again relies on like the opinions of others. Like, people, you know, I was at that point where I was like, oh my God, everybody's gonna think I'm like, I suck because I'm not making any money. Like, I had to take a break from my job. I can't get another job because of my medical what is it called? I was gonna say expectations. You get what I'm saying. It was just a lot. The other thing I needed to learn was that my beliefs and my opinions were the only thing that mattered. Okay. And this goes back to, a lot of people don't know up from down because of what we've been taught as a collective. So how, you know, you can't allow other people's opinions to make you feel less grounded and very insecure, because they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They're only doing what they're doing because they've been taught growing up that that's just the right thing to do, you know? And I say this in so many of my videos. But so basically during this purge of everything kind of being a wipe clean, there were family members, friends, and you will have, you know, people like that, family members and friends, etc., who felt that I didn't try hard enough to make sure my kids were okay. And this is what kind of hurt me the most, because I felt that their foreshadowing, or not foreshadowing, but I felt their perception of being a good parent was very their expectations were very high. It was very, what's the word? I can't even think of the word right now, but it just seemed so, it was like non-existent. But as a parent, sometimes you can't do much, okay? Sometimes you can't do much. So it was like, if you got it together and you're making sure that you're able to provide for your kids, it's like, okay, well then you're being a good parent. But then it's like, when it comes down to, well, you can't provide for your kids and you're asking everybody for money, then you're not a good parent and you're putting yourself in danger and your kids in danger. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who thinks like that? So it just felt that they felt that I was asking for a handout, and it hurt because I realized, like, in today, like how we live, if you continue to ask for help when you're actively drowning, you know, you're looked at as like a failure. You know, your shortfalls and your struggles, they have to have a time limit, you know, according to like your job, your friends, your family. And if you have those friends or family who are like, no baby, I'm gonna help you through the end, then God bless you, because is like, it's very hard to find that. And it may not be, actually it may not be hard to find. We just may be surrounded by some ain't shit niggas, you know. But you know, your struggles and your shortfalls, they have a time limit. And of course, like if your situation doesn't get better within that time, then you're deemed as unhelpable. And I've been there on so many occasions. It's even at your job, you know, your job is just like, you need to have a work life and personal, a personal and work life balance. You need to be able to, leave things at home and leave things at work. You need to be, and it's just like, that is so unrealistic. And this stems from like, life is full of experiences. So what, like, you're not like, you mean I just gotta like just let this shit go? And I'm not saying like keep a grudge on it, but sometimes part of the process is being able to feel that emotion and deal with it accordingly, then move on, and not just keep pushing shit under the rug. Because that's how like borderline, bipolar, depression, all that shit, that's how that comes about. Like that's how people develop it, because of shit like that. So when I realized the truth behind what was going on, I was able to put myself I was able to pull myself out of the quicksand. Like I was just like, okay, I realized that you guys are not going to help me. I realized that you've never been in my position. I realized that, you know, you don't have 3 kids that, you know, you've tried to make a relationship work, and you've tried to work, and you've tried to make up a business, and you've tried to pull things out the mud, and you've tried, like, you have not walked in my shoes. And the judgment behind the decisions is just, it was just overwhelming. So I was just like, all right, like I had to realize like, okay, I'm the only one that is able to pull myself out of the sand. And it was hard because I'm like, damn, now I got to put energy towards pulling myself out of the sand, out of the quicksand, making nothing out of something when I don't even have enough energy to be happy. So now I gotta have enough energy to pull myself out from wherever the fuck this is. I don't even know, like fucking stuck in limbo, purgatory. I don't even know. Like I just had to pull myself out of the situation, and it was just so much harder because I'm just like, I had like, I didn't even have this much amount of like positive energy. Like I was low, guys. I was low. Let's just say I was low. Okay, anyways, the universe did send me someone who was able to speak life into me. It allowed me to see that I wasn't alone. And I feel like this is so important because a lot of times when we go through these situations, like the dark night of the soul, when we go through these, and just to get some relatability, spiritual people who are religious, or people who are in their journey of like self-healing, they call it dark night of the soul. But somebody who is like not spiritual will call it like a depression episode, will call it a mental health crisis. And honestly, it's the same thing. It's really the same thing. It's just kind of your perception of, okay, what's behind it and how to get through it, and looking at it differently is just different. I promise it's really all the same thing. Okay, so again, like my aunt came into my life, and I haven't spoke to her in years, and she just started speaking life into me like off the rip. It wasn't no, tell me what you're going through first and then I'll tell you what I'm going through, or tell me what you're going through first because I want to know all of your secrets. But it wasn't no, tell me what you're going through and then I'll judge. No, like she literally started laying down like tracks of like, hey, I've been through this is what I've been through, let me tell you what. And I was just like sitting there like, damn, like, okay, like verbatim experience, like I'm going through the same thing. Like how in the, and it was like no judgment. It was like, baby, I see you and I see your work, I see you and I see your hard work, I see you. And my bracelet is stuck on my dress, oh my god. It's like, I see you and I see what you've been going through and what you've been putting in, and nothing's coming out. And so it was just like, I understand that things happen, and I understand that things will continue to happen, and I understand that you tried your best and there's nothing that you can do about it. And it just it gave me a safe space to relinquish the power, or not the power, but relinquish the feeling of that I always got to hold myself up, I always got to be there to have an excuse or have an explanation behind why I'm going through what I'm going through. And you know, she made me feel really at home. Like she literally was like, and ever since then she's been like speaking life into me. And I'm so grateful for the universe sending her into my life, because it's just like, hey, life be lifing, okay? It be lifing. And that's all. That's really, you just gotta roll with the punches. You gotta roll with the punches, and when you can't roll with the punches, lay down and cry. Lay down and cry and let go. Because maybe that's what spirit is trying to tell you to do, is lay down and cry and let go. Cry and let go.
I'm taking a nap.
You want to take a nap?
I'm taking a nap here. Good night.
Cry and let go. Like, so basically, you know, I was so grateful for her to come into my life. I did start to realize that most people around that time, the same time that I was being purged as well, because is what somebody was talking about, like the nine year like turnaround. It's been like 9 years, and being in the age of Aquarius, this is like that's a whole different video for a whole different time. So basically, and even if you're not into spirituality, even if you're not into angel numbers, even if you're not into astrology, tarot cards, any of that, you ain't even got to be into spiritual stuff, but you notice right now, especially right now, a lot of things are becoming unraveled, and the way that we live, what we used to do and how things used to work are not fucking working. So you realize there has to be some type of collective change. Something gotta break, something gotta give, y'all, and it's us. I promise, it's us.
Is it me? Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama.
We the ones that gotta give. We the ones that gotta let go. You know, it's gonna be us. Like, we gotta be the ones to be like, you know, all right, fuck it, right? So, okay. I just had to put that out there. So you don't have to be spiritual to realize, like, all right, something is happening. Mass awakening. I don't know. Something's happening, and the collective is wilding right now. Again, a lot of people were being purged from their lives. They lived in order to live more free, and it's hard to mentally free yourself from what you've created and thought was like super concrete, right? You thought that shit was gonna work, and it didn't work. So yes, I definitely feel the dark night of the soul helps you go from like one stage to another, but to dumb it down or express it in more detail, it's like a major rewiring of your awareness. And the longer you hold on to like the institutionalized like behavior and thinking, the harder it's gonna be for you to make it to the other side, which in actuality, you're still in control, just not the way that you think. I hope this video helped you and helps you understand like what dark night of the soul is, and kind of get a little bit more like personal experience. I can't wait to my next video. I'm gonna do quantum jumping. I love that. It's like one of my favorite. Quantum jumping, timeline changing, all in the same is going to be my next video. So if there's something else that you would like for me to talk about, just let me know, and I will be as open as possible, as transparent as possible, because I feel like that's what you deserve, especially if you're on this journey trying to figure out how to fuck this shit work. Because, you know, ain't nobody come to me and be like, all right, so you can go through this. No, it is not like that. And a lot of times it's more internal self-validation than external awareness, than more than anything. So again, if there's anything else that you guys want me to talk about, I don't mind talking about it. I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to those beautiful, loving, awesome daddies out there. We need you. You are such an important piece to this fucking puzzle, I swear. But y'all have a safe rest of y'all's day, and bye.